welcome back to our New York Homestead. Today I'm going to be taking you through my 7 tips and tricks that we use to keep a clean and organized home. My first tip is to vacuum daily. We have a Roomba robot that we use in our apartment and that we used in our last apartment too, which was so helpful. It was a lot more helpful in our last apartment when our space was a lot bigger and we had way more hardwood floors. It was so useful to have that robot on a schedule, cleaning up and tidying up every single day. It was super helpful for me, and even in this tinier space, I like to put it on at 6 o'clock every evening and just let it go, do a quick sweep of the house. That way it's one less thing I have to do to keep my home clean and organized. And if you have a smaller space like I do, it's easy enough where I could just take out my regular vacuum and vacuum for a couple of minutes every single night before I reset for the evening. But it is my number 1 tip to help keeping your home more organized and tidy. My second tip is probably my favorite and the one that I do every single day without fail, and that is resetting my home before bed. So I make sure everything is picked up, everything is tidy, toys are picked up off the floor, we have our pillows straightened out on the couch. I make sure everything is as reset as possible so that way when I wake up in the morning, I have a fresh, clean slate to start with. All the dishes are done, the counters are wiped down, floors are vacuumed or swept up. That way I feel much more ready to take on the new day when I have a cleaned and reset space in the morning. Number 3 really blends into number 2, and that is have a clean kitchen for the morning. I find it so important, as I was just mentioning, for my mental sanity and just for how productive I am around the homestead if my kitchen is tidy and clean. If I have a whole bunch of mess left over, I don't even want to start in the kitchen in the morning, I don't want to make breakfast, I don't want to work on dinner. It just makes it so much easier to have a clean kitchen to work with when you first wake up, or even if you take a little bit longer in the morning when you're ready to start working in your kitchen, you have a clean, fresh slate to get you started throughout the day. Number 4 is make routines that you can stick to. So one routine, or one example of a routine that I do every single day, is wiping down my kitchen table and my kitchen counters. That is so important for me to feel like I have a clean and organized home. It is an easy routine that I throw into my normal daily life that helps keep me a little bit more sane and my home a little bit more organized. Or if you have a dishwasher, making sure your dishwasher is emptied every single night, or having a load in every single evening that goes off when you're going to bed, which is something I used to love to do in our last place when we had a dishwasher. I would make sure the entire kitchen was cleaned up for the night, load up the dishwasher and get it going, so that way in the morning I had fresh dishes and something clean that I could put away before I started my day. Number 5 is another favorite of mine, and it is do not be afraid to purge regularly. I do this so much. I'm constantly purging through things. There's constantly stuff that I know that I'm no longer needing or using that I can donate or get rid of. We as humans have more than we probably ever are going to need. So if there's less clutter I can have in my home and in my space, I'm going to make sure I get rid of that. I also find that I just operate mentally a lot better when I have less stuff and less stuff in my space. The more organized I can keep it with less items, the happier my brain is. So do not be afraid to purge and clean regularly. If you needed a reminder or an encouraging push to do that, as our spring season is coming up, here it is. Do not be afraid to declutter and purge. I already have clothes I know in my wardrobe that I need to donate and get rid of because I haven't worn them for several seasons, and it'll make my closet space a lot more cleaner and condensed with all that stuff out of there. And number 6 out of my 7 tips, it is to make your bed. This one seems so silly and something that your mom has told you from the dawn of time, but I swear it makes such an impact. I usually end up making my bed every single evening as opposed to every single morning, just with the way my husband's shift is. He usually sleeps during the day, so that way when I get myself ready for bed at night, I like to have a freshly made bed to climb into. But this one is so important, especially if your bedroom happens to be in a more centrally located area in your home where possibly people are seeing it. Just to have a fresh, clean bed in an organized space just makes the world of difference, and it is an easy task that you can do every single day, and something that is easy to check off your list to say I did that today, and it can just be something as simple as making your bed. And my last, number 7 tip is to have a dedicated spot for everything. Everything should have a place. This really makes my brain happy when there is a dedicated spot for everything. So if I know that knives go in this drawer, or I know this is where t-shirts go, or if I know this is where my cleaning products go, it makes it a lot easier for me to then, when I have to do those activities or put laundry away, or if I'm trying to deep clean the bathroom, I know where I can find all those essentials that I would use to tackle those spaces. You could get really fancy with it, get out your label maker, have some cute baskets with some bows on it. You can really go to town and organize it any way you want, but it is so important to have a dedicated spot for absolutely everything in your home. And those are my 7 tips and tricks to keep a clean and organized home. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a big thumbs up and subscribe down below. I make 2 new videos every single week on all things sourdough, homemaking, and country living. If you are currently watching this video, that means that my husband and I are on vacation, and we cannot wait to come back and share our trip with you guys. If there's anything new that you want to see from me, please leave a comment down below, and I will see you in my next video.